Today we have the ultimate guide to Black Ops 7 God spots, lines of sight, and nade spots. If this video helps you out at all, like and subscribe for more, and let's get to the video, starting with raid. There's a pixel peek by the A-bomb side of the map. If you slide up to the top stairs and angle yourself just like this, you're able to see if anybody tries to cross towards ring. That way you can give that information to your team, letting them know that it's going to be an A push. The good part about this spot as well is that you can check for the cross while you're cooking a nade. That way if you see anything, you just throw it and it'll blow up the black van, killing anybody that's trying to cross towards ring, or even just hold the van itself. Now, to counter this spot, if your opponents are holding it for information, when you're running up driveway to get to ring, jump over the black van, and as you jump, you'll be able to see if your opponents are watching for it, or if there happens to be nothing there, you can just push up the right side of the map for free since you know they won't be there. The next God spot, if you find yourself outer ring on raid, you can actually jump up on this railing, and you can angle yourself here to where if your opponents decide to late wrap to A, nobody's checking this deep. You'll also have a sight on A-bomb and search and destroy. Just be careful not to go too far out, or the out of map timer will start to click down. If that happens, you just hop back up on this railing and you're good to go. You can technically climb back inbounds and use this as a head glitch, but this might be banned on some wager sites. When ranked play comes around though, this is going to be a great spot. And the reason it's so great is because if somebody's trying to push from driveway to ring, nobody's checking this far left, and look how far out they have to go before they even see you. I mean, this spot is actually insanely overpowered, especially on like a post plant, so definitely keep this one in mind. Coming over to the pool side of the map, there's a weird water jump glitch that lands you on the tiki roof with a good head glitch towards money. Only problem with this one is that it's a little bit weird. You have to start your jump early, wall bounce on the wall, and then keep pushing your stick forward at the top of tiki. Keep in mind you can also use this block in the water as a head glitch if you find yourself in the pool. From here you have an angle on all of tiki, top money, top cutout, and even water steps. And from the opponent's perspective, they can barely see you. However, if someone is using this against you, don't panic because you can wall bang the entire block, and it's like there's nothing there. It's honestly paper. One important thing to keep in mind is that the offensive side actually gets to middle first. So if you hit zig as fast as I can, you'll get to mid just slightly before your opponents will chow out a kitchen. Use this to your advantage by holding onto this heady first and having a pre-aim up towards anybody that's pushing kitchen. When it comes to wall bouncing in zig, you can do this to challenge anybody that's kitchen. You can also jump from the other side and shoot down on zig. One thing that I like to do is hop up on this ledge first. That way you have more time in the air to shoot down on anybody that's zig. If you're stuck watching the bed flank, you can go on the outer part of this glass using it as a head glitch. If you continue down, you can use these benches as a head glitch, or you can even lay down behind the heater, then wait for your opponents to cross. Then you can stand up and challenge it. You will be called a rat for this spot, but honestly, I'll take that as a compliment. If you watch my movement tutorial, you know that Black Ops 7 has that crazy movement bug where your character glitches out midair. But here's a couple spots that you can use it on raid. In case you didn't watch it, to do the movement, you need to wall bounce off a surface, hit your head on something, and then slide. So here in zig, you can do that, challenging the back spawn, wall bouncing, hitting your head, and then sliding. Your operator will look crazy from your opponent's perspective, and it's a free kill. You can do the same thing here in pillars, like so. And one of the best ones is here in laundry. You wall bounce, hit your head, and then challenge the back laundry. There's also one in kitchen if you're trying to challenge the back door. Again, wall bounce, hit your head, and then slide, and then you have a free kill. Up next is Standoff. So Black Ops 7 actually broke the Standoff remake to a certain extent, where some people actually really hate this map for search and destroy. And here's what I mean. In the old Standoff, if you wanted to hit a bomb, which is right here, your only option was to come from the front side or come from mid side. But now in Black Ops 7, there's a ton of out of map routes that you can take to make it onto the A-bomb site uncontested. The only good thing about this is that you can do the same thing on the other side too. So I guess it's somewhat even, but these are all things to keep in mind. Like if you're on the A-bomb, want to push their spawn, you can jump out of bounds and do just that. Then you'll be here and able to challenge this heady. Of course, they'll be able to see you out of the map as well, but a lot of people won't be looking for this. And on the gas side of the map, there's some crazy flank routes that you're gonna need to be aware of, especially if you're the person that's in charge of holding the back alley. So on this side, you can wall bounce out of the map, run around, and then by the time the timer's out, you can mantle over to front gas. If you're here and want to flank outer gas, you can do the same thing, kind of just by running on the outer side, and then you're here. And again, you should keep in mind that all of these can be done reverse as well. So if you're gas and want to hit L wall, you can do the same thing just like so. And although it's kind of risky, if you're L wall, you can actually jump over this fence right here and do the same flank in reverse order to catch anybody that's deli. One thing to note in deli as well, and I haven't seen anybody do this, every single corner on top deli, so that one, here on the left and here on the right, you can actually jump onto them. They're kind of tricky to get into, but if you line up with the corner, you want to jump and wall bounce, and you want your wall bounce to be a little bit late, then you'll find yourself on the corner here. You can't turn all the way around, but you can lay down and turn all the way around. From here, you can watch the back alley flank. You can see all of mid. It's kind of a troll spot from this side, but if we go on the back side of deli and do the same thing just in this corner, like here, you can actually see their tank. You can see statue. And if you crouch or just kind of lay down, you can watch your back as well. The ledge is about this long right here, so you can strafe. You see I fell out of it right there, but you can just hop back up. You can strafe a little bit to the left and the right, but this is a crazy line of sight, especially for snipers, being able to see the A cross and anybody's statue. And like I said, you can do the same thing on this corner right here, although there's not as much information, maybe back alley. And this corner right here, although equally as trolly. The most beneficial one is going to be this one right here that looks over mid. Hopping on top of this half wall here is one of the best off angles in all of Standoff, because you have the entire mid to A cross and you have the B bomb right in front of you. You're vulnerable to back alley, of course, but the tricky thing is actually getting up here. The game wants you to fast mantle over the whole thing, which is kind of frustrating, but the easiest way is to wall bounce from lower, and then you can end up on top of the half wall. If you're coming from front deli, you can just jump from the railing right here, pretty easy, or you can wall bounce from here as well. These are all options, but definitely keep this spot in mind because it's one of the best power positions in all of Standoff. Some more out of map routes: if you're trying to flank the spawn, you're not sure if somebody's back here, you can just go out of the map here, dive through this part in the concrete, and then you're in the back spawn. If you're mid statue and want to check for information, you can actually line up with the back of the statue and jump straight over it. Just make sure that you're facing straight ahead. That way you can get a clear line of sight towards mid. If you accidentally angle yourself to the side, it will send you shooting off of the statue, and you definitely don't want that to happen. So again, make sure you're lined up with the front of the statue, hold forward on your left stick, and then you'll be able to jump over and check all of mid. On A bomb, if you plant in this front corner right here, you can check it all the way for the back spawn, and I mean like all the way from the back spawn. Of course, from up close, you can shoulder it from the street, see if anybody's defusing. You can use the wall bounce to your advantage and see bomb from there, or you can stay literally all the way back spawn and check it from the white van. You can of course hop all the way on the optic van to see anybody that might be defusing, or you can play from the top building, hopping on the ledge to strafe out and see. The closer window is a little bit easier to see the bomb from when you strafe out. However, you're more vulnerable to people that are mid, so keep that in mind. You can also technically check the bomb from back alley. Only problem is they might be able to stretch the bomb a little bit away from you, so that's something you got to keep in mind. You can also jump over this wall here for easy checks on the bomb. Basically, once the A bomb is down, you want to get the heck out of the bomb site, because there's just so many different ways to check the bomb from that it should be a free win if you play it correctly. Also, if you get the information that somebody's playing at the statue, not only can you wall bounce and challenge them midair, you can wall bounce into the corner and stay here. This spot's definitely more vulnerable, but it's something to keep in mind. And if you plant B safe from deli, so on this side right here, you can obviously check the bomb from bottom brown, but if you back all the way up to the A tank, you can hop on top of the tank and check bomb from here. Or even further back, if you hop on the concrete right here, it's a direct line of sight towards anybody defusing. And the last god spot for Standoff is here on A bomb. If you hop on top of the blue fence right here, strafe out to the left, you'll be able to use it as a head glitch, and you won't have the out of bounds penalty. You can also crouch and use this as an off angle for anybody that's going to be pushing front A. And from here, if you get the information that anybody's at the front barrel, you can also hop outside of the map and jump up and you're right in their face. Up next is Colossus. If we back up to P2, you can actually get on top of this door here just by wall bouncing. You can crouch, use this as a head glitch for anybody that's going to be pushing up closer onto A bomb. And you can even turn far enough left to where you can see if anybody's pushing out this side. Just be careful not to look too far, or else it'll knock you off the door. On this side of the map, there's a very common wall bounce that you can use for information. Just use this to jump over and check if anybody's pushing A. You don't have to do the wall bounce in its entirety. You can just stand here and jump over the left part of it. And in case you spot people pushing out and want to back up, there's a really nice head glitch right here where you jump on top of this, and then you can look down towards anybody flanking or pushing through the A side. When we're talking mid-map right here, it's very common that people will push up and lay down watching the front push. If you happen to find yourself rotating top mid late round, I like to use a triple wall bounce here. That way you're not doing one single jump that lands you top mid with a long mantle. This would be a very free kill for that person. Instead, plan on doing 3 wall bounces, one on the left, one on the railing, and then one on the left wall. That way your gun is up and you're ready for anybody that's going to be there. And if you spot them, your gun will be up the entire time and you'll be ready to shoot at them while you're jumping up. Staying top mid, one of my favorite off angles is actually on this ledge right here. If you lay down, you can cut off all of top mid without being exposed. And your opponents truly can't see you until they're all the way out here. And most people by then will assume that nobody's mid. So a spot like this will guarantee you top mid control, and you're doing it in a way that really won't expose you too much to the other team. And that wall bounce thing that we talked about earlier works perfectly fine on the other side as well. Again, if somebody happens to be here while you're doing your jump, you'll be able to contest them or shoot them while keeping your gun up the entire time. One of my favorite corners on Colossus is this one right here on A bomb. If you push up here and lay down, you get enough timing here where when your opponents are trying to work up to the A bomb side, a lot of them will not be checking that far deep. This will get you a ton of free kills as people are pushing up to the A bomb to plant. Of course, we have this spot, B side, that I've gone over before. All you have to do is wall bounce in the corner, push your stick forward and to the right, and you will stay levitating with a head glitch that looks over all of B. If you want to sink further into the head glitch, let go of your left stick for a second, then push it back forward. You can see I'm slowly sinking further and further into the head glitch, making it more and more difficult for your opponents to get an angle on you. The last god spot on Colossus is actually this bomb spot right here. You're going to want to plant B for the right side. Once the bomb's down, then you can back up to P2. You're going to sit on these stairs right here, and underneath, you can actually see their red dot and their name through the floor. You can't really get too many good consistent shots on here, so that's something to keep in mind. This is more so something you'd want to use for information that they're hopping on the bomb or they're defusing. That way, when you see their name, you see that they're on the bomb, you just slide over to this head glitch and it should be a free kill as they're defusing. Up next is the map exposure. One of the most overpowered routes, honestly, in all of Black Ops 7 is on offense. You jump on top of the box right here, then you wall bounce on this wall to make it up to the top railing. After that, you wall bounce on the water tower and it gives you a line of sight towards Zig, pushing low dirt, top window. You can even see some of A long from here as well. And this route is incredibly powerful for information because you can use it to work with your team towards wherever you find the opponent sitting. If you're a player who likes to defend B side, which is right here, you can hop on top of these crates and actually use it as a head glitch to challenge their top solar. And opponents that are top solar will not be expecting you here. This is a very difficult head glitch to see, and it's a gunfight that you're incredibly likely to win from this side. There's a very simple nade spot that leads to a lot of kills. If anybody's pushing towards the B cut, which is very, very common, all you want to do from our side of top plat is cook a nade for just a second, bank it off of our side of solar, and then it will land front. From the opponent's perspective, this is what it looks like. Again, top plat, bouncing off of solar, and it lands at the front tank. Again, a very common choke point for people to push barrel to mid or even slide out towards the tank to try to work B. This is a nade that will hit pretty much every round if you do it right. Laying down top solar is actually a more powerful spot than it seems, mainly because from the opponent's perspective, the backdrop of the sky makes it really difficult to see you there, and there's such a crazy off angle that people just will not be expecting you here. Keep in mind that there are out of map routes for exposure as well. Somebody has you trapped from the top tank, you can jump outside of the map for a free flank on anybody that's playing this head glitch. Same thing goes for the other side as well. It's the same exact route, just in the opposite direction. This also works from the front side. If somebody has you back down on this head glitch, you can jump outside of the map, challenge them from here before diving back in. There's a ton of potential for these out of the map routes, so don't be afraid to get creative here. You can even bounce up and play top solar or something like that. You can work the outside of the map, wall bounce on the tank, and challenge anybody towards the front. Like I said, the possibilities are endless here, so definitely keep all these routes in mind. Earlier, we talked about a nade spot that lands here at the B cut for anybody crossing B. If you just want to play for information mid, you can actually anchor yourself here. That way, if anybody's trying to cross onto the B site, you should see them very clearly. A lot of people will try to work B to mid cut, so this should be a free kill for you as well. And you can do the same thing from the offensive side as well if you're trying to make sure that whoever's playing on defense is not pushing through B, which would look like this. If you find yourself playing back spawn, you can jump on top of this truck right here, and this is a nice heady towards anybody pushing Zig. You can also see if these doors open for anybody that's playing in the top window. There are also out of map routes on the dirt side of the map as well. You will have to jump over the pipes, but you can cut right and then cut back left, and then you're challenging anybody that's on the statue. Same thing from the other side. If you find yourself trapped right here, you'll do a wall bounce, hop back in the map over these pipes here, and then you're contesting anybody that's watching the pinch. The other side is a little bit trickier because of these pipes right here, and I haven't quite found a way to do it. So if y'all find out a way to go out of the map on this side, please let me know. There's also a wall bounce here. If you want to check if anybody's pushing the statue, you can triple wall bounce. It's not something that you necessarily want to challenge somebody from, but it's an easy way to get information. If somebody's, let's say, playing the back heady or playing the statue, then you can slide out and challenge them from here. And also for the top mid crate, you can jump into it from lower. You don't have to jump from the top mid side, in case y'all didn't know that. You can do it from either side as well. It just has to line up with the exact angle that you're jumping from. And in case you really didn't know, you can go up top mid from here. If you're bottom mid and trying to get into the top window, it's kind of tricky. A lot of times you'll like catch a mantle or something like that, or you accidentally do a wall bounce and it'll be kind of weird getting into top window. You can wall bounce off this left wall right here and get into the window without even catching a mantle. This is great for breaking the hardpoint because a lot of people will be watching this just waiting for somebody to catch a long mantle. And if you're here without having to put your gun down, that's a massive advantage for trying to break from the front side. You can jump directly from the front, of course, as well, but you're going to catch that mantle, which is a little bit awkward. Again, what I like to do is wall bounce on the left side, and then you're in the top window without having to put your gun down at all. And up next is Den. A lot of people don't know how to contest this A side of the map. What you can do from the A bomb, which is here, you can shoulder left and right, and on your left side, you'll see if anybody's crossing inner, and on your right side, you'll see if anybody's crossing outer. Your shoulder should be fast enough as well to where you shouldn't be able to get taken out by anybody that's playing that. If you feel confident enough, you can challenge people on the right, or of course on the left as well, if that's where they're coming from. If you're pushing up dojo on this side, let's say you have the bomb down and you're playing front, one really good spot is hopping on top of this railing right here, going right to the out of the map barrier, and now you have the entire front dojo cut off, and most people will run right past this spot without checking that deep, so this will end up being plenty of free kills for you. Let's say you're playing B and you're in 10 post plant and your job is to look mid. You should keep in mind that from 10, you can just double wall bounce, and you have this giant window at the top that makes it super easy to see if anybody's pushing mid. It's not necessarily the best angle to actually take this gunfight, but it's huge for information. Let's say you'll see that somebody's there, then you can slide out and finish the kill here. If you angle yourself in the corner, you can also do like a triple wall bounce. This is more so if you're trying to actually finish the gunfight here. This also makes it so that you're holding mid for a little bit longer, and you can just kind of stand here spamming. Same thing works for the left side as well. And people that are pushing mid are not going to be able to take you down when you're playing a spot like this. The most common head glitch on Den is right here, and if you get the information that somebody's playing there, let's say on this side of Dojo right here, you can actually line it up through the garage right here and shoot through it almost like it's paper. Takes a couple extra shots to kill, but that's what it looks like from the opponent's perspective. And if you're like, let's say your teammate tags them up, calls them out as weak or something like that, all you got to do is hit them with a little bit of a wall bang through the garage, and then the kill's finished. One thing to note for this one is you can't do it with a submachine gun. You got to have the AR here, so don't try taking that chow with the Dravec or a pistol. Same thing for the opposite side as well. This is a very common spot for people to sit at to watch 10. And if you find yourself with a Dojo heady, kind of all that you have to do is wall bang through it, and then you'll catch people that are playing at that angle we were just talking about. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's hard to incorporate in game, but these are all important things that you can use to find out more information on the map. And now let's talk nade spots. It's very common that on pretty much every single round of Den, somebody's going to be trying to cross from this side of the map towards outer. This is the most common way to contest the B bomb site, just by getting outer. What you're going to do is get on top of this head glitch right here. You're going to aim towards this front right window. All you're going to do is walk forward and send the nade. This should go underneath the archway, and it'll land on anybody that's pushing towards the front. Just so you know, it's easy to replicate. On top of the head glitch right here, walk forward, send it through the low right window, and this will land on anybody pushing front. And the timing works out so just as people are running across, this will land directly on them and take them out. A great spot post plant on B bomb if you don't have Dojo control is hopping on top of these benches right here. And if you angle yourself like this, you have the entire right side towards Dojo. You can tell your teammates not to even worry about Dojo at all, because anybody that's working this front head glitch is not going to be expecting you to be close right. Like, nobody is checking that. And if they cross towards the deep, you'll be able to call that out for your team as well. One more nade spot that I want to show counters this right side A push. You want to line up with this gun rack right here, jump and send your frag grenade. This will go over the building and land on anybody pushing the right side. I'll show you again and hopefully get the kill this time. You jump and send the nade. And then when it lands in the deep right, it'll take him out. This is what it looks like as it goes over the building, and it'll blow up on the right side as people are pushing out. And from a timing perspective, a lot of people will just go out there and hold the head glitch. It's not necessarily something you need to send as fast as possible. And the good thing is on defense, you'll have the bomb right here, so you can jump, send the nade, and then immediately play this bomb and finish out the kills that are getting weak to that nade. And again, like I said earlier, if you watched my movement tutorial before, you know that there are spots where you can wall bounce, hit your head, and then slide. There are a couple big ones on Den that I want to go over as well. Here's what it looks like from the opponent's perspective. And if you pair that with actually shooting, I mean, how do you even counter that? So the important ones on Den are the one that I just showed you right here. If you know that somebody's back Dojo, you can do a wall bounce like that. If you know they're even deeper, you can wall bounce on this part and challenge them like that. From this side, if you're wanting to push Dojo from here, you can run off of the shelf, then wall bounce, hit your head, and then slide front. And it kind of sends you shooting to the side, so that's how I like to challenge it there. This is mainly for anybody that's going to be playing an off angle watching the Dojo hit, because that is a crazy camera to keep up with. And the last map we'll be going over today is Scar, and one of the mistakes that I see people make on this map is challenging Store from the front every single time. Like, you're going to slide out here and challenge this front door. There's nothing wrong with this play, but it's a lot mixier than this chow necessarily needs to be. And the reason I say that is because if instead of going through the mid door, you slide out towards P1, you have a great line of sight towards this door. That's a lot less mixy than just challenging inside of the store itself. You will have to make sure you have teammates watching your B cut and potentially your top green, but definitely keep this in mind, at least to switch it up while you're trying to maintain store control. The next spot is here at the plane. That's B side. Some people don't know you can run outside the map and then back in on the wing. This gives you a great head glitch that looks over the B push. You can even lay down here and look to your right, and now you have your underneath flank, and then also B cut. If anybody decides to go B cut to B, you'll be able to take them out from here. One thing that I'll say is if you're trying to push B, I would make sure to check this spot once you clear the B bomb in the top window, because it's starting to become more common, so definitely make sure you clear that before you push up on a B site. And speaking of mid and P1 on Scar, one of the most common gunfights is going to be from top blue to top green. And if you want to help out your teammate that's doing this, or if you're the person that's challenging top green and you need some assistance, you can tell your teammate to slide on this mid heady and get a team shot for that top window, and this will make you win a lot more of those gunfights if you're shooting together as a team. And this is still a good enough head glitch right here to where if somebody's looking down at just you from the top window, you're still likely to win that gunfight. So the next nade spot right here is actually for top green, which somebody will be there every single round. Hop on top of your own blue roof, line up with that satellite right there, jump and send the nade, and it lands perfectly top green. And one more time for good measure, jumping up on the top blue roof, checking the B cross, seeing if anybody's crossing, then cook the nade, jump and send it, angling at the pointy roof. I literally smacked it with a nade, so we got it. So the perfect lineup is with the top of the roof and about the same height as the satellite, maybe a little bit lower, maybe a little bit higher actually. And then you send the nade. And now for the most overpowered plant spot in Black Ops 7. It's right here on this left corner of A bomb. What you'll want to do is plant the bomb and then back up, find a way to get to top green, but do not check here from the predictable window. This is not the spot. Instead, turn around, go back to these stairs right here, hop on the railing, and you want to strafe out onto the railing, and you'll see a clear as day line of sight towards the bomb right there. You can even lay down here, then stand back up, You can even jump to get a jump check towards the A-bomb. I mean, this spot is absolutely unbeatable. So get the A-bomb down for that corner. And congratulations on the free round win. And the very last spot to know for Scar is actually on this top left blue roof right here. It's going to be a pixel peek for anybody that's flanking B. From the opponent's perspective, what this looks like is when somebody jumps up here to cross towards B, or if they even cut lower and try to work the B flank like this, you'll be able to see it from the top roof right here. So this is what it looks like when they cross lower. And then when they jump up top, it looks like that right there. So use this to call information to your team, like how many people are pushing B, if anybody's B, because if that's not the case, then you can easily work that. And there you have it, the ultimate guide to Black Ops 7 God spots, lines of sight, and nade spots. I hope y'all enjoyed. I tried to keep this one as useful as possible, not too many like gimmicky tricks or whatever. So let me know what you think, like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time at lunchtime.